What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. It's Night of Champions on the 8th June Dynamite as AEW introduces a new men's singles title and determines who will represent AEW at Forbidden Door's big bout to crown an interim AEW World Champion. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a Roman Reigns match cancelled, MJF heading to Hollywood, a Seth Rollins and Asuka had a name change, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our wrestling channel, Incredible. Now, as always, we won't recount the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, it hits different. AEW continues to hit it out of the park with their championship belts, in this case its new All-Atlantic Championship belt. AEW introduced its latest singles title for the men's division, and this title belt is a beauty. Regardless of whether you like AEW's product, only the most obstinate person would say AEW's title belts don't look prestigious. If nothing else, they're not the current cookie-cutter championships the WWE produces. While we understand the WWE wanted some uniformity with their belts, the same look for their world and tag titles other than red for Raw and blue for SmackDown, the belts are so generic looking and you have to wonder how much thought went into their design. Fans of classic belts such as the Winged Eagle know just how stylish and iconic belts can be, and AEW's latest title is one sure to find success on the replica belt market. As for the title itself, AEW could use another men's championship, and while fans were likely expecting AEW to announce a trios championship, this new belt should provide more meaningful matches on all of AEW's shows and help elevate whoever holds it. Number 2, Will Ospreay debuts. At the moment AEW fans have been waiting for finally happened as New Japan Pro Wrestling's Will Ospreay debuted on Dynamite. Ospreay, who is considered one of the best workers in the industry today, may not be familiar to casual fans, but it's safe to say that many AEW fans know his work, and any haven't will be impressed once he starts wrestling. Right now it looks like Ospreay and his teams from the United Kingdom might face FTR and Trent Beretta, which could be a great way to kick his AEW tour off. Number 3, a timeless feud and match. Last night's All-Atlantic Championship Tournament match between Pac and Buddy Matthews was great. Both men have a fantastic chemistry in the ring, and Matthews finally got the chance to show many of his colleagues call him one of the best workers when he was in WWE. This match also showed how to book a faction feud right. Death Triangle and the House of Black have been feuding for several months now, but like most of its progress, AEW has limited the actual number of matches involving their 6 wrestlers. Last night's match wasn't just about Pac and Buddy's bid for the All-Atlantic Championship, it was a continuation of their fierce feud, something which only added to the match's appeal. Number 4, Andrade returns. Andrade returned last night's Casino Battle Royal, a return that not only has AEW fans wondering if Andrade can finally click in AEW and also how long before his blushing bride Charlotte returns to SmackDown, there's no denying his talent, but as we've noted before, AEW has so much talent that you have to make yourself stand out. This run may be Andrade's last chance to show he belongs on Dynamite and not on AEW Dark. Fortunately for Andrade, it appears AEW isn't ready to give up on him yet, as it was booked strong in the Battle Royal as one of the final 4 entrants. Number 5, a star-studded affair. Now, not every fan likes Battle Royals to determine championship contenders, or Battle Royals for that part, but last night's Casino Battle Royal was the right tool for the right job. AEW needed to determine its contenders for the AEW Interim World Champion at Forbidden Door, and holding a Battle Royal to determine Jon Moxley's opponent in the main event showcased AEW's many talents, furthered some feuds, such as Kingston's Hate Fest for the Jericho Appreciation Society, and for the most part was an exciting match. Number 6, Kyle crushes it. Kyle O'Reilly's AEW push continued with the Red Dragon star winning the Casino Battle Royal to face Jon Moxley in Dynamite's main event. AEW has done a masterful job so far pushing O'Reilly, giving him some big wins without shoving him down the fans' throats. Although the winner of O'Reilly vs Moxley match was never in doubt, AEW protected O'Reilly and fans can expect him to see him winning matches with championship gold in just a matter of time. Number 7, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Wardlow and Adam Page should have been in the Casino Battle Royal, so why weren't they? Fans didn't have to scour social media for the reasons or wonder if someone forgot about them, as AEW quickly explained their absences. In Wardlow's case, he said he wants CM Punk when the AEW World Champion is fully healed, and with Page, he reminded fans that there are multiple world titles he's setting his sights on the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It's details like this that help the fans suspend their disbelief about wrestling's work nature, as things make sense and there are no gaping plot holes. And number 8, a solid match. Sometimes less is more, and such was the case with Hangman Page and Dave Finlay's match. This one was about 2 competitors vying for supremacy, and it showed, both grapplers giving it their all. This match showed that the former AEW World Champion hasn't lost a step since dropping the belt to CM Punk, and it also gives fans a chance to see what Dave Finlay can do. But that was the good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Khan chooses poorly. Now, why has AEW booked Jeff Hardy in a ladder match, as it was knocked silly in Double or Nothing? Not only is this a terrible decision in light of how Jeff was knocked loopy at Double or Nothing, but it also renews the criticism that AEW management has a lax policy when it comes to protecting their wrestlers and or let its wrestlers have too much say in working matches they have no business in. Unless AEW takes Jeff out of the match, perhaps through a backstage attack, you have to wonder if Tony Khan hasn't secretly taken out a $10 million life insurance policy on Brother Nero. Number 2, why are Battle Royals so difficult to book? Last night's Battle Royal had a lot to gain for it, but nonetheless, Battle Royals can be messy, and last night's event was no different as AEW tried to show all the action while various wrestlers perform their spots in and out of the ring. They wisely limit how many wrestlers start the match, which avoids a 21-man mob scene, but it was still messy at times. And number 3, a woeful women's match. Now, it's sad to say that Thunder Rosa's AEW Women's Championship is officially mediocre, much like Adam Page's recent world title run. What separates Rosa's run from Page's is that Thunder had to wrestle opponents who have no business being in the main event. As talented as Serena Deeb is, her match against Rosa at Double or Nothing was a garbage, and last night's match was made even worse. If AEW wants to salvage Rosa's run, they need to stop putting her into matches with opponents like Marina Shafir. That was nothing downright ugly as AEW kept things moving, forwarded ongoing storylines, debuting a new title, and crowning its contender for Forbidden Door's interim title bout. But what do you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Roman Reigns' match being cancelled. Atop in the news today is a story from Sports Illustrated that Roman Reigns will not wrestle at Money in the Bank. The Wrestling Observer newsletter's Dave Meltzer's confirming the news, which now has fans wondering what to make of Riddle's recent challenge to the Tribal Chief. You'll likely recall earlier reports from Dave Meltzer that the working plan was for Riddle to wrestle Reigns at Money in the Bank, followed by Orton challenging Roman at SummerSlam, and then Drew McIntyre taking Reigns on at September's Clash at the Castle Premium event. And they also indicated those three will still face Reigns at some point, but where and when remains to be seen. One idea going around is that the Money in the Bank moves from a stadium to an arena led to the call to pull Roman Reigns from the show. However, if ticket sales are an indicator of when Reigns wrestles, he may not even be at SummerSlam, at least judging from our next story, as WWE is looking at sluggish SummerSlam sales. But could the WWE find itself moving SummerSlam from an arena to a smaller venue, much like it was forced to do when Money in the Bank's ticket sales failed to meet WWE's expectations? Well, reports are coming in that tickets for SummerSlam are very sluggish. Like Money in the Bank, there are a number of explanations for this, but it probably doesn't help that WWE has not booked any matches for the event, or even leaked who might even be there. Next up, is MJF headed to Hollywood? Or could AEW heat magnet MJF be headed for Hollywood stardom? Fightful Select recently noted that MJF stayed in Hollywood after AEW's recent trip to LA, and that MJF has recorded a voice role for an animated project. In addition, he's also rumored to be in talks about acting roles. MJF certainly knows how to get heat in the ring, but do you think he could do the same on television or the big screen? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, 2 Raw stars' new names. And last but not least, fans are used to seeing the WWE changing its superstars' names, but why on earth would Mr. McMahon change the names of Seth freaking Rollins and Asuka to established main eventers? Now in this case, it wasn't Vince McMahon trying to lock down a trademark or jumpstart a wrestler's career, but someone making serious typos for a live event. Seth was listed as Seth Franklin Rollins, while Asuka was rechristened Ashul. Like, what? But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, as well as our review of Dynamite. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.